So over the last couple of weeks, Gaijin has been teasing us with the T-80 UM2, a big vessel, and now a unique aircraft for the Germans, a Tornado that will be coming as part of the next major update, especially for the Winter Quest event for 2022. Now, in today's Talking Head video, I'm going to outline exactly what this event is and how maybe you should be spending your time to grind this event should you decide you want to go ahead and do that. And also, keep in mind that you are also allowed to use Golden Eagles to grind out this event should you not really have time to really do it. Although this event, in my honest opinion, is one of the more simple ones we've been having over the last couple of events, especially seeing that they have been simplified very much over the last couple of years. And to add, should you decide you want to go ahead and use Golden Eagles or buy anything from the War Thunder store for that matter, use my 3% discount link. The link is down below in the description should you decide you want to go ahead and instead of grinding the event, just use GE for it. I'm not saying you should. I'm saying if you have to, you have the opportunity of saving a few bucks. And on the bright side, you also support me as a creator with that 3% and you get my in-game decal. So what's really not to love? So anyways, off to the nitty gritty. Now I'm going to go ahead and take you away from this background gameplay that features me just kind of playing pretty much whatever I want in the higher tier environment. It's more of a filler thing. It's a YouTuber thing, okay? So don't mind it too much. Here we have the actual Winter Quest dev blog or the news blog. You can find this down in the description below. Should you, for some reason, not be able to find it outside of using Google, I guess, the link will be down there for your convenience. Now, going down just a little bit, you see right here, the intern likes to write these, I think, in truth, okay? These have never really been an eye catcher for me. They've been kind of cringy at times, but you know what? More props to you, to whoever is writing those. Now, let's take a look at this right here. Here are the vehicles. We have a French Rank 1 Premium, the late 298D, and of course, we have the Tornado IDS Marine Flieger. I'm saying that incorrectly. I'm an American, okay? Don't get on my butt about it, okay? And we also have the T-80 UM2 and the USS Newport. Each of these have their own dedicated dev blog, so should you decide you want to go ahead and click that link and look into this for your own convenience, you are welcome to click on these as well to get their own personalized dev blogs, minus the 298D. They're kind of leaving that at the very last minutes. Now moving down just a little bit more, we have, of course, the other prizes. We have a Winter Quest decal, which we have 5 of them, excuse me, and these are actually pretty cool. I look forward to rocking these on my own vehicles, or at the very least, collecting them. And of course, we have the Cuckoo Clock decoration, a naval decoration, the Christmas Mill, and of course, a very nice looking player icon. Don't judge me. I like having the female characters on my icon because I just like looking at them. Is that a problem? Absolutely not, especially seeing that this one looks really good. Okay, now moving on. Now, here are the skins for each of the vehicles, right? We have the Tornadoes, which the whole black, red, and yellow really do it for me for the Germans. Guys, excellent. Gaijin, well done. Also, here's the vessel, and of course, a not so really seductive, I guess, T-80 UM2 skin. Okay, yeah, just, it is what it is. I'm gonna get it, but it's not overly crazy. Now, here's where we get more into the meat of the entire event itself. This is going to be based off the Marks of Distinction. Now, if you are familiar with any of the previous events in War Thunder, basically you get 8 of the stars here, you get the vehicle, you get all 10, you can get the upgrade coupon to sell the vehicle on the player market. Now, once you get these vehicles around the rank 8, or excuse me, the star mark 8, that made sense, the mark 8, yeah. All right, they are not tradable. They come directly to you as a non-tradable coupon, which is only unique to you, of course. But once you get those 10 marks, you can sell them on the player market. Assuming you don't want to collect any of these, it is a great way to make a little bit of profit, albeit I would save them for a little bit later because at the very start, they go for very, very cheap. All right, so you might want to save them as a long-term investment, I would say. Now, as we go down, there's also some trophies we are getting in here as well. You do get, of course, either 50 to 100,000 silver lions, boosters, wagers and orders, universal backups. It's kind of the usual, right? As we get each of the marks themselves. And of course, you can complete the collection. You'll get this, I can explain. I actually really like this. But now, here's where things get more interesting. How to do the event itself. Now, all you have to do is play the vehicle and get up to 40,000 mission points. Well, not just the vehicle, you have to play in their corresponding environment. So for example, if you want to go ahead and grind out the T80 or the vehicle prior to it, you have to play in ground RB for tanks. If you want to get the aircraft, you have to play in air RB or around its environment, air arcade, etc. And same goes for the vessel itself. And you have to get 40,000 mission points in their corresponding area. In the past, this was made a lot more difficult by having you kill a certain amount of players, get a couple of assists, cap certain points, so on and so forth. Gaijin has simplified this to 40,000 mission points, which is not exactly the most easiest method. All it does is it requires you to play moderately well and I guess dedicate a bit of time to doing so. And you have 2 days to do each of these marks. And here's something else Gaijin is doing that is incredibly unique. You get an ice chest that allows you to obtain items from the past winter events. That is incredibly unique. This is unfortunately something you have to use keys for, which means that you have to spend about $2.50 USD to buy the keys, or in this case, the almighty key, to blow up the ice chest to get one of the corresponding vehicles. And of course, the Ersatz M10 is in here as well. This is a vehicle that I would highly recommend should you decide you want to go ahead and see some gameplay footage of it. I do have a dedicated video for it, and you get pretty much everything else from all of the previous winter events in one area. That is absolutely brilliant of Gaijin to do. And here's the best part. You don't have to spend much to get these, as opposed to say the T30, which is what, a couple hundred Gaijin coin, I would think. The Jaguar, Tisma, all of these sell for a good chunk of change. And now the price of those vehicles are going to go down dramatically. I believe you get these as coupons, which means that you can sell them. I'm kind of sad the Ersatz, again, is coming as a coupon because I wanted to keep this as a unique vehicle for us, okay? But you know what? It's okay. I say everyone should play it. And of course, you also get their camouflages respectively. I don't know if these come both immediately activated on the account and available as coupons. I think you get these only as coupons, so you're not going to get them back to back, I guess, if you get them as well, which is an absolute shame. But also you do get the rifles, everything, right? Gaijin is going all crazy on us by giving us all the previous event stuff. This is something I absolutely agree with. And of course, you get the New Year trophy for Golden Eagles. I would ideally not do that. That's entirely up to you. I would not use that exactly. And now we get to the final part, how to sort of do these, as well as where you could find it. All you have to do is click on your name, look at the achievement tab, and you'll find it as the Winter Quest window. That'll tell you exactly when it starts, when each of those tasks ends, how far along you are going through it, and it will also tell you as part of, well, a little trophy you get, as well as in the post-game stuff that'll tell you you completed this mark, thankfully. And you also have to be in rank 3 and above, and that does include premium too. So if you have any premium vehicles above the rank 3 or at rank 3, you can use them to grind out this entirety of the event, which is very nice, as there are plenty of vehicles around that BR, and most aren't overly OP. And the rest of the details are outlined right here. So there you go. That is exactly how you do the event itself. Should you decide you want to go ahead and ask me still how this event works, I can have my own dedicated video for that. All you have to do is just let me know down in the comment section below, and then we can figure things out as, well, as that comes in. And now we come to the part where I talk about my own personal opinions on most of these event vehicles. Now, when I say most, I will only be talking about the T80 UM2 alongside the Tornado IDS Marine Flieger, because I'm not really super familiar when it comes to naval or when it comes to low tier aircraft. I'm sorry to say, guys, I have top tier for a reason, and my entire channel is based entirely off, well, top tier content. Okay, top tier being vehicles. All right, I wish this was top tier content. Do you have any idea? So with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about the T80 UM2, which is one of the first top tier vehicles for the Russians to feature a hard kill active protection system. In truth, it's not really going to change too much. I'm not going to go too far into detail about it because this is essentially a T80U with the same firepower, same level of mobility, except that it does feature two things. Well, a lack of feature and features the other, which is the hard kill active protection system, which is found on the T55 AMD-1. It's not anything special. It has a very small cone of protection. I'm talking almost to the point where it's not really going to matter too much in its respective environment. Unlike the hard kill systems of the trophy found in the Merkava Mark IV M, as well as the Iron Fist found on the British Challenger Black Knight. These systems have a 360-degree coverage as opposed to the Draws, which only has a very small cone in front of the vehicle. I do not know how big it really is. I think it's about 30, 40-ish degrees. It should tell you in the stat card right there of the overall coverage for each of the sensors itself. And the Draw system also has a fault. It can only intercept missiles going at specific velocities. It has to be coming in from such a low velocity, and anything above a maximum, it will not intercept. Most of the hypersonic-ish missiles coming from, say, the ADATs, it probably won't intercept them as well. It might, but I wouldn't really rely on that too much, even still when the cone of protection is so tiny. And to top it off, you do not get thermal sights. That's right, a battle rating 10.7 vehicle with no thermal sights is kind of a big problem around battle rating 10.7. Not something I would entirely agree with, although if you expect to perform as well as, say, the T80 BVM, even the previous version of the T80U is not going to perform nearly as well as that, although it is a nice little fallback feature to have that is the hard kill APS. So case in point, if you're used to the T80U, this is going to feel exactly at home to you, minus the thermal sights, which is a very good way to balance out the vehicle in my opinion. And now when it comes to the German top tier Tornado IDS Marineflieger, I'm sorry to say this thing, at least in my opinion, from how I can see it right here, is going to be sort of gimmicky. Let me explain why. You get the AS-34 Comoran anti-ship missiles. I think that's how you say it, right? You can't fight vessels in game anyway. I mean, sure you can in custom modes, and maybe you can use it in sim to engage carriers and whatnot. But when it comes to Air RB, there are really not that many vessels out there anyway, and naval game mode doesn't really feature high tier aircraft at that level. So the anti-ship missiles are more or less going to be incredibly gimmicky unless you specifically play in an environment that has vessels in it, but most of them will not be controlled by players anyway, so it's not something that I really look forward to using anyway, although it does get access to the AIM-9Ls. How many you can carry, that's something we'll have to really see when the update drops. And that's it. That's all I got for you for when it comes to this event itself. In truth, it's very simple. At least for someone like myself who works from home, and I can do this pretty much every single hour of the day if I decided that I wanted to. Although you, as a player, should really decide whether or not which one you want to do, because when you go ahead and add all three of them, things get a little bit more complicated when it comes to giving time into the game. I would say it would take anywhere between 2 to 4 hours per day, per mark, to get those 40,000 points. It really depends on how well you play, of course. However, when you add that into air as well as in naval, yeah, things add up very much. So I'm sorry to say, unless you're using Golden Eagles, you're going to either have to commit yourself to that grind, or you're going to have to use them to get all of these vehicles. You can bet I'll be using Golden Eagles to get the vessel and maybe the aircraft too, but I have to get better in air. And now the final part. How should you do the event? Well, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you exactly how I am going to do it. I'm going to get my best vehicle, at least my best set of vehicles, which happen to be the Jumbo, the 76mm Jumbo, even the 5.31, I believe it was. Now I haven't played in a hot minute, and I'm going to spank Tigers. Simple as that. When it comes to top tier, I'm going to look for the meta, which happens to be USA right now, and a bit of Russia and Sweden, and I'm going to play them as well to grind out the entirety of my event. You want to go ahead and find whichever nation is doing the absolute best for you and just stick with them and play to the best of your ability. Now, what I am saying is going to add on to a bit of instability in the game itself, although when it comes to these types of events, that tends to happen regardless if I say it or not. So case in point, find the best vehicle that suits you in the corresponding environment and kick ass. That's all you have to do. Win the game, get points, get rewarded for it. That's it. But anyways, that's all I got for you guys. I just want to go ahead and thank you guys so much for taking the time to listen to this video. I will be streaming the majority of this event as well over on Twitch. Link is down in the description below. I do stream Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, and Saturdays, which means that by the time you're watching this, you will be catching me, or should you decide you wanted to, tomorrow on stream at around 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. But yeah, again, thank you guys so much, and I hope to see you not only in the next video or even the streams, but maybe during the Winter Quest event. But keep in mind, I'm going to be hunting you, because even I want to do this event efficiently. So happy hunting.